Hey everybody, welcome to Soozie Stuff. I'm Soozie and this is a special episode today, Crafting with my Gnome. I am teaming up with my good friend Dave from Dave's Recent Things. Dave is a wonderfully talented wreath maker and DIYer that talked me into creating gnomes, which I've never done before. And we have teamed up before doing lots of 60-second DIYs, so I am so excited to team up with him today. After you watch my episode, click down on the link below to see how he created gnomes with his wreaths. So let's get started with crafting with my Gnome. And to start off easy for myself, I'm going to make some Pinecone Gnomes. I love these and I think that you will too. They are so easy. The easiest ones you'll see today. So you're going to start off with a big giant, I think it's about 4 or 5 inch burlap ribbon or whatever burlap you have, some of the skinny pine cones, and I'm using these candle holders that you can find at Dollar Tree. I did get these at Goodwill for 59 cents, so keep an eye out for that when you're out thrifting. So all I did first was take my candle holders and paint those with white chalk paint. I gave it a couple of coats and then I used a sander to sand it down. Now I'm going to make the little pointy hats for the gnome. The burlap was a little thin, so I just doubled it over into sort of a square shape. And then I just folded it like you see here, grabbed the glue gun, and then glued that together to make that shape. And taking a look at the gnomes, you want to make sure that they're pointing downward like his beard, and that pops right on. Look how cute that is. And so the other little hat, I just cut it down, and then you can cut like a little angle on there or however you'd like to do it. Since this is still in the winter, I added some little of the wooden snowflakes that I had. You could easily interchange these, pop those off, and then maybe put some hearts for Valentine. Then all I did was hot glue the hats right on and add the nose. Look how cute! Dave, how am I doing so far? I think I'm liking creating gnomes. Now all I do is just add some hot glue in the candle holders, pop those on. Look how beautiful these turned out. So elegant, and they have a farmhouse touch, a rustic touch. I love it. And you can add a bow at the bottom if you like, however you want to create it. But I think these were so simple and so easy. I think I'm loving gnomes. Okay, this next series of gnomes, I call them the different material gnomes because I'm going to be using all different kinds of materials like some nautical rope, yarn, rice, styrofoam cones. So you'll see all that coming up. Our first one I'm going to make is my rice gnome. I've never done this before. Everything you're seeing is the very first time. I got some rice at Walmart, and you can pick up rice at Dollar Tree. You can even use beans if you like. I got the sock and this rug from Dollar Tree as well. And I'm cutting it right at the heel. So I'm going to pour that in there, and while I do that, I'm going to be sharing some beautiful wreaths that Dave has made. Look at this gorgeous Christmas one he made with some red burlap. Wow, he's just amazing. So now I'm just using my little rotary cutter to cut out a shape of a hat, like a little pointy hat. And again, you can use any material that you like. I'm putting these two together, and then I'm going to hot glue them and then turn it inside out. So this one, of course, now I'm using is some of the mop pieces from Dollar Tree. I just pull those out and save the rest for later. And what I'm going to actually do is I decided instead of gluing the pieces to the gnome itself, I'm going to make sort of a little hair extension, or shall we say a beard extension. So I lay all the mop pieces on this strip of felt, and then I can easily cut it down and then add it to the gnome. That was just my way. I figured that would be easy. I'm also taking all the little pieces of the mop and sort of unraveling them. Look at this cool gnome that Dave painted. Freehand, yeah, It's awesome. And I just think that that turned out really pretty. So here I'm trimming down the beard extension and then I'm adding it to the rice sock. And then we'll give the beard a little shaping. And of course, you can do this any way you like. You don't have to make it to a point. I just thought it was cool to do that. Or you could just leave it the way that you want. So this little piece, I just pulled off the pieces at the end to sort of fray it a little bit. I thought that looked great. And then just hot glue it to the top. Ooh, my first gnome is coming together. So I hot glued that on. And now all we need is a little bitty wooden nose. And then I'm just going to add, hold on just a second, I need a topper for his hat. And I'm using some pom-poms from Dollar Tree. I never really have been a gnome fan, but I tell you, as I was creating these, they are just so darling. Their little beards are so cute. Now, this beard I used is that microfiber mop head, and I just cut it down, and this one was a little bit fuzzy. And there's some gnomes that Dave made last year on his channel, and I don't have any of that fluffy faux fur, so I was just trying to use what I had. And I made that beard, shaping it up, added a nose and a pom-pom at the top, and then just a little bit of the twine at the top. I love how this beard turned out. Now, yet some more different supplies is I'm using one of the styrofoam cones that I got at Dollar Tree and some nautical rope. I took the little mitten, put it on the bottom, and then I just cut off the fingers. And now I'm taking another piece of that felt. We're going to make another beard extension. I'm taking the rope, unraveling it, and adding it there. Look at this gorgeous wreath that Dave made with using some of those Sola flowers, the wooden flowers. That turned out beautiful. So look how this rope beard turned out. I love it. And again, I'm just giving it some shape. And I combed it out using a comb and that little brush there you see from Dollar Tree. I actually started cutting it with the rotary cutter, but then I needed my scissors to really shape it up. Look at that. I love this beard material as well. So I'm taking the beard extension, placing it right on there, and then we're going to create a hat. And here comes another beautiful wreath made by Dave. I tell you, this is one of his most popular ones. Isn't it gorgeous? I think he used nautical rope for that as well. And for the hat on this one, I snuck in some wire to sort of make it curlicue on top. I don't know that I did the best job, but it was my first try and I know what I'm going to do next time. So these are the three of all kinds of different materials: the mop, the nautical rope, and the microfiber mop. I love how these turned out. And they all used, well, no, two of them were rice and the one was styrofoam. And now this is my favorite one of all, a Valentine gnome. And I think it is so easy, and I think I'm getting the hang of it. I'm using this beautiful gray yarn from Dollar Tree. It was $5 for the whole piece, but look at how big it is. And these are some beautiful red socks that I found. It popped right out at me because I love that red. And I think these socks are actually the best ones I used. Those other ones were sort of, they kind of raveled a little bit, which is cute, and I liked them, but these actually turned out to be really the best quality. So I cut them in half, and let's fill it up with rice. And look at this gorgeous braided wreath that Dave did in the top left corner. And then one of his followers made one too. How wonderful is that? So I filled up this sock full of rice. And you can even throw this in the microwave if you have a little sprain or an achy part of your body. It's great to fill that up. So I'm also using my little cutting board to make the beard. Look at this beautiful wreath. It was super popular on his channel, so you've got to check that one out too. So again, I'm just went around a numerous amount of times, and then I'm just cutting that down. And once again, I'm making a beard extension. And this time around, I learned to make it a little bit thicker. So that is one layer. And now I'm going on with the second layer. And then I actually do a third layer. That really makes the beard full. And this is one of my favorite DIY pieces Dave did for Easter last year. He took some carrots and wrapped them with some twine. You'll definitely need to check that out. It's super cool for spring and Easter. So I'm just about finished with my third layer there, and I'm going, look how thick it is. And then I'm just going to cut the top. We've made our beard extension, and then I'm just going to start trimming it and cutting it down to size. How about this lovely Valentine wreath made with beautiful ribbon? I love it, Dave. You're so talented. Okay, and back to the beard. I am having so much fun with this one. Again, you can trim it down pointy if you like. I'm just trimming it how I like it. And look at that. I love these colors together. Perfect for Valentine's. And now the top part of the hat I'm making, or top part of the sock is I'm making it into the hat. I just fold it down to make a nice little ridge there on it. And then I pop it on top. I'm going to fill this one with a little bit of the pillow filler, and then we'll tie it off on the top. And here is another one of Dave's winning wreaths. It is gorgeous and perfect for spring. So I just stuffed that in there. I'm going to take some twine and then tie it off in a little cute bow. I just love this little fellow. I love the red, and I'm going to definitely buy some more of socks of this kind. I just think it makes it a little bit nicer quality. And I'm going to grab a piece of these little wooden hearts that I got from a friend. She just gave me a lot of her crafting things. And so, and I know that you can find some hearts like this at Dollar Tree or Walmart. And I'm using the heart for his nose this time. That's why he's my Valentine gnome. So I pop that in there, and then I just secure the hat down with a couple of dots of glue here and there. And look how he turned out. Oh, he is my favorite. And I think when I start doing a lot of my Valentine DIYs, you're definitely going to see some more Valentine gnomes. I love them. And my last little gnome I'm going to make today is my Gnome Wreath. It is so easy, and I know you'll be able to put together in no time. So I'm using some of these white winter floral picks. One of the wreath wire rings from Walmart. You get 3 in a pack for $3. These are some little gnomes that I picked up during Christmas time, and they're little mini ornaments. And I tried to get a little picture off of Walmart, but it was I couldn't get it very focused. But it came in this huge pack of all different kinds of miniature Christmas ornaments. And then the little black hearts from Dollar Tree. So while I am gluing on these little pieces, the winter pieces, here is another beautiful wreath from Dave. He used some beautiful lemon ribbon to create that wreath. So again, here I'm just hot gluing all these little pieces together. And now I've got the little wooden heart from Dollar Tree. I made a little knot from the extra yarn from the last little Valentine gnome. And then I used one of the little sticker pieces from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to hot glue that right on there. Now, when you hang it up, it's kind of heavy. Oh, there's another Dave wreath. That's a beautiful spring Easter wreath. And so I'm just going to hot glue the gnomes on, and this is pretty much done. I just secured it on the back with a little bit of the felt. And here it is hanging up. I think it turned out so great. I love that it's neutral colored and it's kind of winter moving right on into Valentine's Day. And these little gnomes were already made. And what would a gnome be without little gnome homes? So I just really quickly made 2 of them. This is a block of wood in a house shape. I got at Dollar Tree. I'm going to use another little wooden heart. And then these are the rub-on transfer words that you pick up at Dollar Tree. And today I'm going to be using this white shoe polish that I found. I'd not seen it before, or maybe I just didn't notice it. They have it in brown, white, and black. So what I did is I did one side to test it out, and this is really cool. You just rub it on. You don't even need a paintbrush or a sponge brush. Look how easy that comes on, and it actually washes off as well. So I did 2 coats. It just took a second to dry, and I think it turned out really well. No mess at all. And look at this last little beautiful vase that Dave made using some of the nautical rope and some floral pieces. And I am through using the white shoe polish, and I give it a huge thumbs up. Now I'm taking one of the little wooden hearts, and on that rub-off sheet they had some X's and O's, so I just took that and rubbed it onto the heart. So what this little house, this little gnome house is going to be is love, laughter, and happiness. So you just cut out the letters or words that you want, rub those on. I used a popsicle stick. One of the little pieces, just the L there on laughter, kind of came apart, but I used my Sharpie to fill it in. And then I added the love on there and rubbed it off. It came out so cute because a little gnome house has love, laughter, and happiness because they're so cute. I added a little bit of bow on the top of the heart, and then I'm going to use some of the buffalo check vinyl paper from Dollar Tree, and we're going to add it around the edges. So this little gnome house was actually by some gnomes in the Dollar Tree, and it's now in their spring section. So I thought, and I was just actually kind of playing around, and I turned on my camera and I used that shoe polish to sort of give it a snowy white farmhouse look. I took my paintbrush to kind of blend it all in there. I gave it a couple of coats, and I really love how it turned out. So this can sit by all of your gnomes that you made. And here is my whole gnome family. I think they would be darling in any nook and cranny you have in your home. I also love the Pinecone Gnomes. I think if you make several of those, they would look really neat down a dining room table. And so I just think that they were so much fun, and I'm so glad that Dave talked me into making these gnomes. I learned a lot of using all kinds of different materials, and I'm going to do a little more research and see what more I can make with them. None of mine had arms or legs, and I know that many of them do out there, so that may be something I add to my next gnomes. Thank you so much, Dave, for teaming up with me today. I'm so glad that we did this episode together. And don't forget to check out his link down below to see what he made with his gnomes. So thank you for joining me today. I will not have my Saturday full episode since I did this one today, but I will see you on Tuesday for my 60-second DIY. So thank you for joining me on Soozie Stuff, KDIY Channel 146. Bye, everybody.